Okay, so this is 4.5, day 4, change of bounds. So far, we haven't had bounds yet, but if we do, the bounds must change. Okay, so look at this example. We can see this is probably going to be a u substitution problem, and we have these bounds right there. So if we let u equal this, just scratch that out. It doesn't even make sense. Okay, then du is going to be 2x dx, and we're going to divide over that half like we normally do, and this changes the interval to 1/2 integrated, and then see how it has an x and a dx? This is not a TOCO problem. This is just a normal u substitution. However, that 1 and that 0, these are x values. So you have to filter it through that equation, and it changes because 1 squared plus 1, that now becomes a 2. 0 squared plus 1, that now becomes a 1. So my bounds must be also in u. Alright, now the good thing about on this homework is this is as far as you're going to have to go on some of the problems. Now we're going to go ahead and actually finish this problem. So when we evaluate it, if you think about it like this, I'm going to go ahead and put parentheses. You can take the antiderivative, and remember we have to actually plug those numbers in. So then I have a half, I plug in the 2, so that's 1/4, 2 to the 4th minus 1/4, 1 to the 4th. Okay? It's okay to stop there, but I'm going to go ahead, just in case we have a multiple choice, we need to kind of make sure we're able to practice these types of problems. Alright, and so I'm just doing the steps, pause, rewind if you need help with this, so you get 15/8. But this is what I'm saying, 15/8 is great, this is also good right here. Okay, so now let's look at another problem. So just starting out, we know it's a u substitution. Now the directions tell us this is a TOCO, but I'm going to kind of remind you guys of how you know it's a TOCO. So when you do all the normal stuff in the problem, you have an extra x. Like over here, there's a dx, here there's a dx, but there's an extra x. That means you've got to solve for x here, and that's what a TOCO problem is. So I would add 1 and divide by 2, so one way we could write our x is like this. Probably a slightly better, maybe easier way to deal with x is like that. Okay, so we also need to change our bounds. Okay, so the 5 and the 1 are going to filter through the same thing. So 2 times 5 minus 1, that's 9, so that's my upper bound is 9. 2 times 1 minus 1 is 1, so my lower bound actually didn't change at all in that one. Alright, so you have this x in the numerator, and you have this square root of the u. So the way I'm going to write that is u to the negative 1/2. Negative because of the denominator, 1/2 because of the square root, and then this is all just, if you're really confused by this step right now that I'm doing, you need to go back and watch 4.5 day 3 video. Alright, now before I continue, I need to distribute. Again, this is review from yesterday's lesson. Okay. I'll put that in parentheses, and now we are ready to integrate. Now the 1/2 just gets multiplied to the whole thing. So we get 1/2 times. Now leave a space, write your u. My power is going to become 3/2, therefore reciprocal goes in front. Do the same over here, leave a space. My new power I get by adding 1, write the reciprocal in front. I don't need plus c. That's the difference in these. You don't need plus c. Now, if you can simplify these easily, do that. You don't have to simplify, but it's really not that bad to do it. So this becomes 1/3, and you plug in your 9. 9 to the 3/2 plus 9 to the 1/2 minus parentheses. Now I'm going to plug in 1. So it becomes 1/3, 1 to the 3/2 plus 1 to the 1/2. Now I'm just going to go ahead and leave this one here. But you could solve this one out as well. You don't have to though. Okay, example 3. This is a multiple choice problem. And so don't just pick the answer because of what you think. Go ahead and actually solve it out as much as you need to until you're 100% certain of what the answer is. Okay, so this is all the same stuff we know to do. So I'm going to have a 1/2 in front. My bounds are going to change. If I go to u substitution, my bounds are going to change. So my upper bound was b, now my upper bound is going to be b squared plus 1. Lower bound a squared plus 1. I'm just filtering them through that equation so that they're in u. And then this is not a topo problem because add x and dx. So this becomes u cubed du. That's choice C.